Jealous. You know you're
And
going to my
also it took me 5 hours to go there and to get back.
Ooh, okay. Eli, do you have a question? Okay, we are going to get started. This is our food production poster.
Did we already do the...
I need you muted. Need you muted. I'm gonna lower hands for now, and if hands come up later, I'll answer them. You are muted. Host only mode. All right, so we have this really cool poster, and it's a photo of the big poster that I normally put on our wall. And it's usually this ginormous poster, and I shrunk it to a piece of paper so that we can talk about it. So now we're talking about food production, and this kind of goes into our consumers and producers, our economics unit. And if you can't hear me or see me, I want you to turn off your video and you will have a better connection. Okay, and I'm going to turn chat completely off. You don't need it. Okay, so why is this important? Why is food production important? Well, we need food in order to live. So that's why it's important. We have to eat, right? We need food and water in order to survive. So we're going to talk about the difference between long time ago, what food production looked like, and then tomorrow we'll talk about what it looks like more so today, okay? So if you look at a long time ago, this is on the left-hand side of our farmer. So here's farmer, what's his name? Let's see, Shazabe, what should our farmer's name be?
Joey.
Farmer Joe. It's so funny. I was going to name him Farmer Joe and you said Joey, so that's perfect. Okay, so we have Farmer Joe for sure. And he is our producer. The farmers are our producers, okay? So they're the ones who make and grow the food. And then from there, it looked like, this is what it looked like a long time ago, not today. A long time ago, they were smaller farms. They were produced in smaller amounts, so there was less food. And animals and crops were always grown and produced a lot slower than we have today. They had a very simple watering system, so they had to water their plants themselves. They used different plows. They used horses to help collect the crops. Do you think we use horses nowadays to collect our crops? Probably not. We have tractors. We have machinery now. So a lot of traveling workers, so people would come into the area and help the farmers out. We didn't have bug spray then. And the crops depended on the weather. So if the weather ended up being bad that year, then there were no crops. Now there's other alternatives that we use to grow those crops. So animals and crops were used to feed only one family at a time. So everyone had their own farms, whereas now we buy it at the store. Looks a little different. And farmers would travel by wagons, horses. They would walk to trade their food. Could you imagine Eli having to walk over to Ojas's house to trade his food? Wouldn't that be crazy? So looked a lot different then. One cool interesting fact that Miss Mize wrote on this poster is in 1940, so that was super long ago. That was almost 100 years ago. One farmer could only feed 19 people. Only 19 people. So that's almost one large family. If you think about it, if you lived with your grandparents and maybe a few cousins, that's about 19 people. That's not very many people that it's feeding. So that is what food production looked like a long time ago. In the chat, What stands out to you the most? Typed in the chat, what stands out to you the most from farming a long time ago? What stands out to you? Type it in the chat. What stood out to you? And we'll do the what today looks like food production on tomorrow. What is it? That you had to trade food, definitely. That you have to walk to trade food. That it only fed 19 people. That we used horses. Could you imagine, you guys? Could you imagine just seeing horses, people on their horses going back and forth down into Thomas trying to get some food? That would look so different, right? I'll give you about 30 more seconds to finish talking. I think everyone's really shocked about that it only helped 19 people. Oh, and that we didn't have bug spray. Yes. How you have to trade and walk a lot. Yes. Oh, and Mia saying that the crops will die if we have poor weather. Definitely. That would be hard to do. Awesome. Yes, Wyatt.
What if they use their horses to come to the
Wyatt, will you turn off your video real quick and say it again?
What if they use their horses to walk?
What if they had to walk?
But why can't they just use a horse to trade food?
They could, but you still have to, the horse still has to go the miles. So yeah, they could ride horses, but yeah, a lot of walking to the different farms to trade. Pretty wild. Okay, so this is our food production poster. Tomorrow we will look at what it would look like today, and you're going to be shocked at the difference between then and today. Okay, we are going to hop into our fourth paragraph, subheading 3. I have not done my subheading 3 yet, so I wanted to do an example. And then after I do the example, you are going to go finish up make sure that your page 13 is turned in on Seesaw. I still have about 6 friends who haven't finished turning in their page 13 on Seesaw. And you are going to get started on page 15. So my 3 subheadings. Yes, Adrani.
You sent my thing back. Seesaw, my page 13, you sent that one back.
I don't remember sending it back. I'll look at it. There might be a reason. Okay, I'll go look at it after this. Okay, so remember, Miss Mize was writing about making safe choices at Star Academy. And my 3 subheadings were why it's important to be 6 feet apart, why wearing a mask is important, and how we wash our hands. Can everyone turn off their videos? We're getting really glitchy. Turn off your videos. Turn off your video. Turn off your video. Turn off your video. Type it in the chat if you have a question. Okay, so then from there, I did subheading 1, and we talked about how it was 6 feet apart. I had 3 details, 3 complete sentences about subheading 1, about being 6 feet apart. That was page 11. Then I did washing hands, and I did 3 complete sentences about why washing hands is important. So now I'm going to be doing wearing a mask. Why wearing a mask is important. Well, my 3 details that I'm going to use is that you want it to fit your nose and your face properly so that air doesn't seep through. My second detail is going to be that you don't want to share the mask with other people because then you're just giving your germs and passing it off to someone else. And detail 3, that you want to make sure that you're wearing a clean mask, because if you're wearing a dirty mask with germs, then that's kind of defeating the purpose. Okay. Shreya, you're gonna have to go look on Seesaw, okay? I'll probably tell you guys at the end. Okay, so I'm gonna put in some transition words after I write out my 3 details. So my first detail is that you want it to fit your face and your nose so that you are not exposing your germs to someone else. So I'll do my transition word later, but I'm gonna say something like first, it is important to wear a mask because it is important to wear a mask because it needs to fit your face, comma, so you don't get exposed to germs. Period. There's my complete sentence. So my detail 2 is that you don't want to share the mask to someone else. Type in the chat, why don't I want to share my mask? Why am I not going to hand off my mask and put it on Shreya's face? Why am I not going to do that? Type it in the chat. Why would I not share my mask?
Germs.
I need, Wyatt, I need you to stop calling out, please. We're typing in the chat. Yeah, everyone's saying, ew, it has your germs. Then I'm just giving Shreya my germs. So we're gonna say, you don't want to share a mask because you will give other people your germs, right? Period. There's my second complete sentence. My second detail about why we wear a mask. Detail 3 is that you want to have a clean mask. Why would it be important to have a clean mask? Type it in the chat. Why should Miss Mize have a clean mask? Why is that important to wear a clean mask at Star Academy? Why would it be important? Type it into the chat. So you don't get sick, yes. What else? Think about how close the mask is to your mouth, and your mouth is one of the biggest ways to collect germs in your body. So it is important to wear a clean mask because you do not want to inhale, let's say, old germs, period. Okay, so I have my 3 details. There are 3 complete sentences. Now I can go and add my transition words. So my transition words, remember, we're using this page either first to begin with, next, secondly, last, or finally. And I could also tie in some of these if I'd like to, or a different one that makes more sense. So I'm gonna do wearing a mask. I'm gonna do first, comma, first, comma, it is important to wear a mask because it needs to fit your face so you don't get exposed to germs. Another reason, comma, you don't want to share a mask is because you will give other people your germs. Finally, comma, it is important to wear a clean mask because you do not want to inhale old germs. That will be my paragraph 4. Questions on this? Okay, I'm taking questions. Shreya, question.
I never had a question, but actually, but I do want to share a reason you cannot share math.
Okay, why?
Not even a point. That's not even a point to wear a mask. If you wear that mask, the virus might go in your mouth.
Yeah, it might go in your mouth. Definitely. Thank you. Orion, question.
What happens if you already did the fourth paragraph?
Then you are ahead of the game, and you're going to post it to Seesaw tomorrow. But I will tell you in just a second. I'm going to give more directions towards that. Zay, question.
Are we gonna write?
Yes, we are in just a minute. Gwen, you already typed yours in the chat. Okay, I'm gonna go get to that in just a second, okay? Alan, do you have a question?
I just want to say, actually, I kind of did it.
Okay, so now we're gonna talk about that. Okay, everyone put your items down and give me listening ears so that I only have to repeat it one time. And can I see your faces again? Just because I love seeing your faces. So I'm gonna talk again. Okay, I'm going to post this onto a slide. So you will have my example, my page 15 example, and my transition words. Here's what the rest of the week is going to look like. By Thursday, you need to have page 11, page 13, and page 15 posted to Seesaws. Page 11 and page 13 are the only two Seesaws that are available right now. Page 15 Seesaw is going to pop up tomorrow during this time. You will do page 15 tomorrow. Actually, I'll open it up. I will open up Seesaw a little early. And so page 11, page 13, and page 15. I need someone muted. Zay, I believe that's you. Can you mute yourself, please? Thank you. So page 11, page 13, and page 15, those are all 3 Seesaw assignments. Those 3 Seesaw assignments need to be completed before Thursday. Tomorrow, I'm going to have a check-in. So it's kind of going to be those 8 friends, 8 friends, 8 friends. And we're just going to be checking in on our writing. And same with Thursday. So you can come Tuesday and Thursday with questions. Okay, so on your own today, you are working on page 15, as well as if you have not turned in your page 13, doing that as well. And adding transitions. If you feel good about this, it's on the slide. If you feel good about this, you may go start on page 13 and working on page 15. If you have questions, I want you to stay here.
Bye.
Bye, you guys. If you have questions, stay here. Yes, you have a question. Shreya, what's your question?
So actually, I already did all the pages. So I remember I posted like 2 times on Seesaw. So can I